A very good afternoon to you, our dear viewer. Thank you once again for allowing us into your lunchtime space. A happy Good Friday to everyone. Now, as we start off with our news, the Interreligious Council of Uganda held joint way of the cross prayers at Old Kampala, bringing together the faithful from various religious denominations. The Vice President, Jessica Lupo, attended the event, joining leaders and believers in marking the Good Friday.
I think he has reminded us of our cardinal responsibility as Christians. As government, we recognize and appreciate the contribution of all religious institutions in shaping the morals and uprightness of the faithful. We do acknowledge and recognize your efforts in supplementing government in the education service delivery, the health service delivery, wealth creation efforts, etc. I would like to use this opportunity to pledge on behalf of government to continue extending total support to you as you carry your roles and responsibilities. Uganda is now peaceful from border to border. Therefore, we have a conducive environment to transform our country together and specifically focus our attention in transforming households. Uganda is now one of the best investment destinations and tourist destinations globally. I would like, therefore, to call upon the faithful to embrace government programs of educating all the children through UPE and USE, improve your household incomes through PDM, Emyoga, Women Fund, Youth Fund, Disability Grants, the Older Persons Grants, etc. And I would like, Your Grace, to request all religious leaders to join government in preaching and demonstrating wealth creation so that all the faithful get involved in the money economy. Finally, I would like to acknowledge the fact that since NRM came to power, the Joint Christian Council and the Interreligious Council have demonstrated unity. Because with unity, we do things very well, we do things faster, and we do things harmoniously. Let us thank the leaders of the Joint Christian Council and the Interreligious Council for demonstrating unity across the country. And we, the Christians, appreciate the counsel that you have given us and all other Christians so that we can do things together and become a prosperous country. For the messages which have been articulated today, I will promise that I will deliver all those messages to the highest authority, His Excellency the President, and for the message specifically on the release of prisoners, Archbishop Kazimba. When you are saying that the prisoners can be released on the day like Barnabas, my brother here, Chofa, was saying, maybe we can go around the prisons and check who is called Barnabas, who is called Barnabas, who is called Barnabas. But it is an issue, Your Grace, which we will share with His Excellency the President and indeed all the government, and also the message which was delivered here. I will relay it to His Excellency the President. I thank everybody for turning up for this ecumenical way of the cross, and I thank you once again for welcoming me to join you here this afternoon. and I wish all of us a blessed Holy Week and a happy Easter. I have said all this for God and my country.
Very interesting speech there. Now, Catholics in Kampala have today gathered to mark Good Friday with the ecumenical public way of the cross led by the Archbishop of Kampala Archdiocese, Dr. Paul Semogedede. The first faithful embarked on a spiritual journey from Rubaga Cathedral to Old Kampala Parade Ground.
But we really accept the cross when it comes our way in a form of an unpleasant sickness, failure, or misunderstanding. There are people faced with heavy crosses in their lives, serious illness or handicap, family problems, unemployment, persecution, and yet they remain faithful to the Lord.
We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you.
What are we looking for in our life? Titles, positions, things. Do we spend most of our energy to have more or to be more? Today, Jesus continues to be strict in the unborn children who are denied their rights to be born. Oh Jesus, we ask you the grace to empty ourselves of our selfish desires and ambitions, of our greed for riches and comfort. We pray for an open heart and the courage to work for justice and peace, so that everybody may enjoy.
Wow. The public way of the cross, of course, the whole aim is to retrace the steps of our very own Lord Jesus Christ, his way towards Golgotha. Now, as we move ahead, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, has welcomed plans by the Full Africa and Christian non-profit organization to establish a leadership academy in northern Uganda.
While meeting a delegation from For Africa at State House, Mrs. Janet Museveni welcomed the effort as timely and aligned with the Uganda's National Youth Forum development agenda.
The majority of our population are young people, and we have many in educational institutions across the country, but we also have many that are out of school. And those that really, really need support and a sense of direction, so to speak. So it must be God's own doing, bringing this NGO for Africa. It's amazing, really, at this time.
The First Lady thanked the For Africa team for choosing Uganda and expressed optimism about the transformative potential of the project. She affirmed government support and encouraged the For Africa team to collaborate with the existing youth life skills programs where possible.
We needed some focus on those who are out of school. And so, an academy, can't believe that, but that's how God works, and we welcome that idea. So, we really want to welcome you to Uganda, and we can begin yesterday this work because we needed it indeed yesterday.
Alex Radler, the president of For Africa, said that the Planned Leadership Academy project for Uganda builds on a successful model already operational in South Sudan, where For Africa has supported young people through a unique mentorship-based approach.
We believe that Jesus has made it very clear to us that northern Uganda is an area that is in need of a program like this. We believe that it's a place that has, for a very long time, had similar challenges that we've experienced in South Sudan. And at the same time, we know that there are truly tremendous young men and women there. And so how can we take what we have built in South Sudan, in a place that is incredibly challenging to work, and bring it into northern Uganda? Because for us, northern Uganda is our second home. When I was living here, I lived in South Sudan for almost 3 years. We would go to Gulu to take a break and vacation sometimes. And I fell in love with the place very deeply. And so in many ways, this is an expression of our gratitude to Uganda, but in more ways than that, it is a realization of the amazing talent that is there and the amazing opportunity to build a similar academy that we built in South Sudan, just there outside of Gulu.
The academy will follow Uganda's updated lower secondary school curriculum, while also exploring integration of an international curriculum to increase students' global opportunities. For Africa's president announced his organization's plans for a groundbreaking ceremony for the Leadership Academy in August 2025 and formally invited the First Lady to be the guest of honor. Reporting for UBC, Vaguma William.
Now, the parliamentary aspirant for Bukonzo West constituency in Kasese district, Godfrey Kabyanga, has intensified his mobilization efforts aimed at updating the NRM cadres and mobilizers on progress of the NRM manifesto.
This parish is called Buhuna. It's in Karambi sub-county. So I was meeting the NRM mobilizers, first of all, to update them on the NRM roadmap, and also as part of my mobilization meetings over PDM and other government programs. You know, this constituency at the moment is represented by FDC, so sometimes they get a lot of misinformation. So this was a meeting where we go and talk to NRM mobilizers to equip them with information and also answer some of their concerns. I have given them an update about the Chikorongo-Wera Road. I've given them an update on security at the border because I've just come from Nebi. And obviously, I've given them an update on Urukoki Care Center 4 because the government is planning to upgrade it to hospital status. And that one is very important even here because it will reduce the pressure on Wera Hospital. Because Wera Hospital is here at the border. The other one now is going to reduce the influx of people coming to hospital to Wera. Those ones who come from Busongora North, Busongora South, Kasese municipality can get services from Rukoki Health Center 4, which is now being upgraded to hospital status. I've already embarked on my journey. I'm making consultations. Actually, in some of these consultations, after we have talked about government programs, giving updates, answering their questions, then I now embark on the journey of contesting for Bukonzo West. I am going into the NRM primaries, and so far I'm moving on well. I'm waiting for other contestants, and then we can go and meet the people, because these will be joint campaigns, so nobody can tell a lie about you. You will answer it immediately. So the campaigns so far are going on well. I don't see any big problem, and I'm very optimistic that I'll take this flag.
Now, within SSF, the Managing Director, National Social Security Fund, Patrick Kayota, has encouraged Ugandans to embrace making a will during their able and sounding time, that is sounding mind time, as a guiding and protecting tool to their wealth after passing on.
To those who are still alive, we can't ask you at that point, what were your wishes? What do you want to do? So by leaving a will behind, you've left us your instruction. It's important. And some people have got large families, large wealth, and they don't leave instructions what needs to be done. And suddenly that's why you end up with a lot of fights going on in families regarding properties, regarding what? Because there are no clear instructions that the owner of those properties left behind. So it's really very important, and as we're growing and the society is becoming a bit more complex, that's one of the instruments, one of the documents somebody needs to prepare. The good news is you don't have to prepare it. You prepare it the first time, then you keep on updating as your events in your life change.
Today it is possible for you to contribute more than 5%. So consider matching what your employer is saving for you. If the employer is saving for me 10%, why am I saving 5%? I can also begin saving 10%. That will mean that my total balance with NSSF will multiply much faster than if I remain saving the 5% that is provided for by the law. So please consider saving more.
Smart life is to kind of, no, you don't have to have a formal job. You can save. You don't have to save a lot of money. You can save 5,000. You can save as many times as you want. Then after you save for 1 year, you can then come back and take it. So it allows flexibility for someone to manage. At least he's put something aside for a short-term need or a mid-term need that he may have in that process. And I think it has been really good, because the numbers I just showed you as of last Monday, 17,000 people have enrolled on it in 4 months.
It is extremely important to pay off your long-term debt early. You don't want to retire and you still have a significant amount of debt that you pay when you no longer have a steady monthly income. Of course, if you have a business that is making you good money, it is okay to have debt even in your old age. But if the only source was salary, and the salary is no longer there, you might want to consider paying off your long-term debt early.
Now, Ugandans and East Africans at large have been called upon to embrace the spirit of integration to foster trade and development within the region. This call was made by the officials from Umoja wa Amani Kwanza, a non-profit organization operating across the East African region.
Vision, mission, objectives.
We hope and pray that the heads of state, as they have been struggling before, to ensure that East Africa, Africa as a whole, become a stronger nation, a one country. This will help Africans, will help people in the region to promote or to have high job opportunities, to have high technical skills, to share in different areas of technicalities. Our main objective plan, we hope through Umoja wa Amani Kwanza, as you can see, our mission, the objective plans and everything, we hope we can promote, or we shall promote, or we are promoting patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and also unified model of security.
We look at an influx in business. We look at an influx in education. We are looking at security issues coming on top of every other issue. So for today, we are very, very grateful to have Umoja wa Amani Kwanza being launched on the 23rd of April 2025 in Buwera, in Buwera, in Jinja district.
Umoja wetu ndio nguvu yetu. Umoja wetu ndio nguvu yetu.
It's time for us to take a short break, and then we will return with our second segment. Stay with us.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100*21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Issues are my target. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. I'm in a plantation, but on a global mission. Internet ambition, full condition. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. Oro cash is gone. Netaga yo karoni. Liga mukafoni. Money in the zone. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. We are good.
With you and MTN together, our ambition is unstoppable.
We are what? Unstoppable!
The Uganda National Oil Company, UNOC, is wholly owned by the government of Uganda and was established to safeguard and promote Uganda's commercial interests in the petroleum sector. UNOC has two subsidiaries, the Uganda Refinery Holding Company, URHC, which will hold a 40% stake in the 60,000 barrel per day refinery and manage the development of Kabalega Industrial Park, and the National Pipeline Company Limited, NPC, in charge of pipelines, storage, and downstream business ventures. This subsidiary holds 15% interest in the East African Crude Oil Pipeline, EACOP. EACOP is a 1,445-kilometer long pipeline that will transport crude oil through 10 districts in Uganda to the port of Tanga in Tanzania. UNOC is also actively engaged in crude oil exploration, development and production activities, and its participation role includes a 15% stake in the Tilenga, Nwoya and Bulisa and Kingfisher development projects, Chikure. UNOC also holds the exploration license for Kasuruban Block in Hoima, Bulisa and Masindi. UNOC currently owns and manages the Jinja Storage Terminal and will build a 320 million litre capacity terminal in MPG called the Kampala Storage Terminal. At UNOC, we're harnessing the potential of Uganda's petroleum resources, forging a sustainable future and preserving the natural beauty of Uganda. UNOC, your partner in Uganda's oil and gas industry.
Special announcement from the Baseline Education Census 2025. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Sports, is conducting the Baseline Education Census 2025. This exercise will cover all learning institutions in the country for both government and private establishments, namely pre-primary, primary, secondary, vocational, and higher institutions of learning. The Baseline Education Census exercise data collection is being conducted in a phased manner, starting with Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area, comprising of districts of Kampala, Mukono, and Wakiso. The rollout to all other regions will commence at the beginning of second term. The Baseline Education Census collects information on learners, teachers, and school facilities to facilitate planning and policy decisions in the education sector. Uganda Bureau of Statistics appeals to the general public, heads of schools and institutions, as well as the local government authorities to cooperate with the BEC enumerators. In a special way, UBOS appeals to all parents of the learners to support the exercise by availing learners with their correct date of birth, national identification number, and learner's identification number. For more information, please call 0772 933 628 or 0743 787 189 from Dr. Chris Mukiza, Executive Director.
Welcome back from that short break and into our business segment. The Busiro Tourism Committee has officially launched the Miss Tourism Busiro competition, offering contestants an opportunity to advance to Miss Tourism Buganda and ultimately Miss Tourism Uganda pageants. Let's hear more in this report.
The theme this year is Busiro, My Roots, My Pride. After here, we have sent the girls home, start preparing for the many things that they will be taken through that they're supposed to do, even as till the final day. They will return back to us on 4th May for boot camp, and we will be with them for a week. And on 9th, we will have our finals. Come and join us, celebrate Buganda. Come and join us, sell Buganda out there as far as tourism is concerned, and sell Busiro out there as far as tourism is concerned.
Yes, our expectations from the Miss Tourism Busiro is to have that the contestants, or to have those young ladies who are positive-minded and ready to take on the mantle of conservation in general. And on our side, what you should expect, for us it is about imparting the knowledge, the skills, looking out for opportunities for these young girls.
Now, experts from the Private Sector Foundation, the Africa Integration think tank, and key stakeholders in Uganda's textile industry have convened to explore policy-driven strategies aimed at developing a complete local value chain. Now, their discussions driven in both emerging opportunities spanning from raw materials to finished apparel in Uganda.
Experts say Uganda is poised to emerge as a significant player in the regional textile and leather market, leveraging its cotton production, infrastructure, and government support. Initiatives like Buy Uganda, Build Uganda, and export promotion programs aim to enhance quality, value addition, and investment in the sector.
Uganda's biggest trading partners is our neighbors, and by extension, the kind of things we are now selling, we are now insisting that they must be certified. They must have the Q mark, the quality mark. When someone sees a Q mark, then they trust the product. Then they are able to pay money for the product. And we're looking at scaling some of these things, and it's already beginning to pay off.
They assert that Ugandan enterprises are well positioned and prepared to scale up for regional trade, emphasizing the imperative to harness indigenous knowledge system as a cornerstone for promoting sustainable practices within the textile industry.
The Lubugo was the top dress fashion many years ago. Now we are looking at it as witchcraft. I think it's important that we recognize that Lubugo is fantastic, natural, organic cloth. These silks we are dressing up are synthetics, with due respect. A lot of them are synthetics. And yet Lubugo is pure, natural, organic textile that has been done for 1,000 years.
Need to value a shoe or a cloth made in Italy as compared to one that is made here. Let Ugandans feel that what they do is the best actually. Like you are aware that we have countries around the world that are secondary markets to some of these things. Yet Uganda is the first class market. But sometimes they come and pick things here, improve them, and then sell them expensively. So what are we saying? We are saying value addition is key. Let there be infrastructure to improve some of these textiles and leather that we get from our cow. But the problem is we export unfinished products. Why don't we have policies designed, and I'm happy the President of Uganda has come up with that policy to make sure we don't export raw materials.
Uganda's textile industry is underdeveloped, processing only 10% of the 30,000 tons of annual cotton lint. I'm Bantu Machabe Semambo, UBC News.
Now into the world of sports. Manchester United pulled off one of the great European comeback as they beat Lyon 5-4 after extra time 7-6. And then, of course, despite being 2 goals down after 113 times. In an extraordinary contest, the United led by 2 goals themselves before conceding 4-2 of them, with the French side down to 10 players, only to turn it around themselves with Harry-headed winner raising the roof at Old Trafford. Let's hear more. Well, that does bring us to the end of our lunchtime bulletin. Let's meet again at 8 and 10. My name is Patricia Lukomampango. Very good afternoon to you and enjoy the Good Friday.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Mikolo Business Expo kome pilabili mwetano ine komyewo wakati wenazo mwezi mwenda paka 11 Mei Lugugu Uma Showgrounds event service providers na business endala zonna mwandu bademu yuna Mikolo Business Expo kome pilabili mwetano emidala jiri kumitwalo nkaga ino bronze mitwalo chinana ku silver ate gold yakakadde kalamba kogata platinum yakamuchi tundu okuyingira Mikolo Business Expo kome pilabili mwetano kwa 15 zokka kati wasasula omudala obosasulide ekifo tenti emeza entebe 2 kogata amasanyalaze ne security n'omuyimbisaha okumanya ebisingawo ku 0770 mukaga